Hi friends, today I have even more dashboard layout ideas for you in the new Erin Condren Dashboard Layout Life Planner. Thanks so much for joining me. This is part 3 of my series. I created a playlist, so it's linked here, and the videos are linked down below for the other 2 parts. Today I'm going to cover 3 different user scenarios. The first one was highly requested, is for college students, so I've come up with a college student idea layout for you. The second one I thought, I did get a comment from someone that was a new mom. She was about to have a baby, so something that I wish I had when I had my daughter back in 2008 was this planner. So I came up with an idea on how a new mom with a new baby could use this. And then the third scenario is how to use this as a budget planner. So I know that there are other kind of planners out there, but I thought it'd be fun to try out this new layout and show you how functional it is. I mean, it's pretty functional since this is the 3rd video I'm making coming up with different user scenarios. So I hope you like it. The cool thing is, since I ordered a Hexagon Life Planner in the dashboard layout for one of you guys that won the giveaway, I found out that this cover was wrong because this is actually the cover for the Daily Duo. So when I notified customer service, I thought they were sending me just the new cover. They sent me a whole new dashboard layout planner in the Hexagon layout. So that was really nice. It was a great win. So I'm going to use this to create content for you. And then I'm actually going to use this. I'm going to try it out for June and see how it goes as my YouTube and my creative projects planner. So I'm going to see how that goes. But I'm really excited because I actually really love this Hexagon layout and the colors. And it's given me life. And I used to think, oh, I didn't want something too colorful on the page, but it's actually really beautiful. And I'm going to have an Erin Condren haul later on, but I opened up my latest things over the weekend, and one of them was this 8 pen compartment pen holder, acrylic one. Such great quality. It has rubber feet on the bottom, but I have organized my pens for Erin Condren that I use for daily use in my planners and then to create content as well. So I have this section with the hexagon color pens, the 12 pack, and these are the pastel dual tip markers, and then these are my earth tones. And then I also have my highlighters. I use these a lot. And my gel pen that I'm using right now, and the black marker, which is that came with a life planner. I hope they sell these in a 3-pack or a 5-pack, or I'm gonna I think I have one more, and then I'm gonna need to get one or have someone go to the Erin Condren store and get one for me. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to show you really quick, but I'll have that haul up later on this week. Okay, so college student. I haven't been in college, and I graduated probably about 30 years ago or so, and there were no laptops when I was in college. The Mac kind of just came out around then. So I thought it'd be fun to show you how would you create a place and use for this life planner. I mean, Erin Condren does make academic planners, so I created a schedule. I asked my daughter what the major of this fictional girl should be, and she said mechanical engineering. I went to Cal myself, so go Bears. That's for I figured, I went there, so it'll make sense to me if things are correct. So I made this schedule and then plugged in, there's 4 classes. It's semester program, so the classes are here, and this is what I also just got too, which I'll show you in my haul. But I got these snap-in pocket dashboards. I love these colors. I think they work so well in both designs. I mean, obviously it works in minimal because you can use anything, but this works really well in the colorful hexagon as well as the bouquet, which brings me to this. So if you didn't want to get these sticky pads and these sticky note booklet, I have the muted colored one, and it still works really well in here. Look, I mean, this is the hexagon cover. It's still muted colors. I use the earth tone markers in here. So if you didn't want to, you wanted to write it in, this has her class schedule by day, and then also when she's working at her research lab at school. So let me move this over a bit. So I thought that was pretty neat. I mean, you can also even tab it into a page. Another idea. Okay, so one side has her class, and then this side has her class schedule, like the professor contact name. Maybe you could have an email on here. I didn't put down the times, which is wrong in the schedule, that there's actually, sections for each class, or some of the classes may have sections or labs. So, it's okay. It's fictional, but you get the idea. You can have like this list being all your professor and their contacts, or their TAs and their email addresses. So this is like a nice thing to have. Then you just swap it out at the end of the semester for the next one. And then to print it out, don't forget, because this is a 7x9 inch planner, this is a little smaller. So I had to reduce this by, I think this was like 75% or something, or 80%. So it depends on how much content is there and how much you want to trim off, but it's easy to trim off. So I printed it at I scaled it down a bit when I printed it. Okay, so that is one idea. So you have this, snap-in pocket dashboard, these sticky notes, and also, honestly, you can use a wet erase marker and write the schedule on here, or write your class schedule and any notes on here too. But then if you swap out your covers a lot, that could be a pain to have to rewrite everything. So that's why I thought these large sticky notes are really good, and they're sticky, and I actually positioned it on a paper and then put it here, and it's still sticking, so it's pretty good. And there are so many of these, so I like all these different options. I want to try and find functional ways to use these, but I really like this booklet. Okay, so moving on, one of the things I love about this planner, or the Life Planner in general, is that really main colorful page. So I thought, oh, that'll be a fun thing to do, and to put your class schedule in, so you can always see this page, and it's so pretty. So that's another idea, that you can just take, snip the pages off a graph notebook or a grid, the line notebook of Erin Condren, and just stick it in here. So it's the same paper. You can use markers to write, and it's really, really pretty. But then I get to I don't know, I love this. I always feel like I never look at this page enough, and it's always so beautiful and bold in both the bouquet and in the hexagon. That's another idea you can do, is just trim it down, and have your info there for your class schedule. So that's an idea. And then you can just, once spring comes, take it out and then put in your spring schedule in here. So yeah, that's an idea for that. Okay, so let's get to the meat of the college student layout. Let's see. I think I put it in the middle, so I wanted to. Okay, so here we go. So here's a sample week for the college student. She is a second-year student, and so she is fulfilling some requirements in her major. She's also working for a professor, and one of her hobbies is photography. So I thought I wanted to find a great way to balance everything. I wanted to color code, and then honestly, sometimes after writing some times of the things, I may have gotten some things wrong. So don't look at these too much in detail, but they're close enough. I wanted to put first of all, these highlighters, if you haven't gotten these highlighters, please get them. I love them so much, that to the point where now when I use mild liners, I'm like, how come it's not thick enough for me? It's just the right thickness. I don't have to go over things twice, and I really, really love them. So definitely check them out. I bought these myself just to try out, and I've been so surprised. I've used them on all different kinds of notebooks and planners, for everything. So I really love these, and these colors are really pretty. Okay, so and the colors I use the most are the beige and the pink. So just putting your classes for the day. So maybe this is the beginning of the semester. You may not remember what you have. If you want to go by a time schedule, I have the classes here listed. Then I have my lab work shift here too with my professor, if I was a student. And then I just included all the days of when I have my classes and the times. And then, a study session at the Doe Library. There is an undergraduate library, but right now it's being remodeled. And then having dinner with my friend Emily at 7. Okay, and then noting a midterm, which, did I put that here? No, I didn't put that there. So, noting down important tests and things, color coding, so everything related to school is the beige. And then, kind of miscellaneous things are blue for school, sort of like the study group, the lab work, whatever, this research notes. And then pink is just totally personal stuff. It's like walking with my friend and getting a boba with Christine, party at Alexa's, hiking with my friends, getting groceries, like Sunday, maybe that's more personal stuff here. Obviously, she probably would be studying. if it was a Sunday still in college. But just like putting the key things here. And then I thought it'd be so great to, sometimes school, it can be so intense. And I recently went back to, my daughter had a 10-week program at UC Berkeley. She's in high school, but going back to my alma mater and seeing how these kids are studying and doing all the things all the time, I give them huge kudos. So I would watch them in the cafe and they're doing stuff, and a lot of them, there are kids, they have to have time to do things for fun. So I thought, you know what, it's so intense to study. Having your passion could be photography or, whatever hobby you have, and putting some new things here, like getting yourself excited. And for the week saying, okay, this week I tested new lighting setups. I took film shots around campus and I uploaded 5 pics from Saturday's hike of like the view and everything. Like that could be like a fun win. So it's not always like about school. Okay, now moving on to the next page here. I thought, for the priorities, I used the stickers from, by the way, the stickers from the Hexagon sticker book here, which I really like. It's some of the, except like the pages, they really fall out of these, like this stuff really easily. So hopefully they can fix this better. Once you just like flip it once, sometimes it falls out. But that's okay. At least there's a little booklet for it. So I did decorate it minimally. And just so you know, all of these pages are decorated minimally because this is my personal preference, that right now, I think the key thing is making sure your plans get done. And sometimes having the whole stickering of the page distracts from the actual content, which is really important. And that's why I wanted to balance something that looked kind of cute and was also functional. And so my daughter is very a functional planner. She said this was she gave her voucher of approval for this one. So that made me really happy because she thought the stickers were really nice. And she doesn't sticker anything really at all. So, okay, so I thought the priorities were, okay, she needed to give her lab report to Professor Lee, the draft, and then to tell myself, okay, or herself, balance study and rest this week. So because it's an intense week with the midterms, these are her priorities. Habits here: to eat healthy, no spend, walk, Pilates, some kind of movement, vitamins, 7 hours of sleep or more, and then doing her photography hobby. Then I thought the to-do list could be split into 2 different things: stuff for school and then stuff for personal. Like she needs to buy interview outfits. Maybe she's like interviewing for other, jobs later. I have no idea. For next year's internships, stuff like that. So that's kind of like, I wanted to separate this out. That's what's a good thing about this layout is there's 2 columns for this to-do list, and the possibilities are endless. And then I thought this would be nice here to have a little call out for next week to get ready for different things for school for next week or personal stuff, whatever. And then to have a reflection here, kind of like a journal. Maybe, you're a student, you don't have time to journal and have a whole separate journal for everything. This can be your planner/journal too. So like a little reflection here on a Sunday night. You can add this little sticker in or just write on the page here. I don't know. I thought this was really nice and functional. I hope you like it. And if you are a student, you can tell me what I did wrong. But I didn't add sections in here are teaching assistants and their contact info, but you get that when you're in college or other jobs. I just thought, okay, she works in a research job at school, but maybe you work in a cafe or a movie theater that, you just put your hours down here. So I really feel like you can really get your, I want to say like get your money's worth, like just basically maybe on the first look, like it's almost like, oh, there's not enough room here. But I really feel like with this planner, these 2 pages really work together. They work so well together that you can just have the key things here, like just timed appointments. Or if you wanted to swap it, just put to-dos here. If you have so many things you need to do a day, maybe this is just to-do list and you don't need to put your classes already by heart, like you've been going to campus. You don't need to put your times for when you need to go because you have your schedule already in the planner already. Like you just have your daily tasks for doing all your work for school. So that's another option too. So anyway, I just wanted to get that out there. And so hopefully you like this one. Okay. So moving on, we're going to go back this page here and talk about a new mom. So it's been a while since I've been a new mom, but I wish I had this planner actually. But I had a little A5 like spiral that was like a mom's planner. It was O-ring, I think, and it wasn't like done well. The paper was probably horrible. I probably should have even just gone to like, Staples and gotten a regular like planner to write the stuff in, but I didn't do that. So I wish I had something much better like this to look back on. But I knew the key things I always tracked was like my daughter's sleep and her eating schedule, like whether I was breastfeeding or later on with formula, what I needed to feed her, and when she was napping, and then when she was going to bed, and any like wake up she had in the night, and so forth. And if you do have a baby, there is a book I recommend. I don't know, my daughter is 16 now, so this could be totally old by the time. And I think like there's so much new technology now, but it was called the Sleep Easy Solution. I didn't really have a problem with my daughter like not sleeping through the night. For the most part, she slept through the night. So I feel really lucky about that. Once in a while, she would wake up and I'd have to get up and see her, but it was pretty good. So here I just used the markers, the dual tip markers, and I just figured, okay, she's going to be tired. She's not going to have time to really decorate it, but just writing in colors and then having this be like, a different color, then the main content kind of calls it out. So this is sort of like when she woke up at night or anything, or this one she slept through the night, like just calling out different things. I thought that was nice. So just really kind of keeping it to the bare bones of what I'm tracking here. So these are kind of like tracking things, the wake time, the feedings, the naps, and then bedtime. So keeping that so that, baby's on a good schedule. And then I thought this little open space here could be her weekly milestone. This is a baby Sophie. So Sophie grabbed a toy on her own for the first time. She reached for the hanging giraffe in her little activity gym. So I don't know. I thought this was really fun to do like this. And then I thought, well, this could be sort of like not just a baby tracker, because there's this whole page here. It's also like a memory keeper too, like a low effort memory keeper. And I printed these photos. These are of my daughter when she was like 3 months old. So it's with the cat and ivy, literally just one photo, like split in half, and then I just cut it. So it was so easy to do. So a new mom, as tired as she is, can totally do this and just write down like the key things here. And then I thought, okay, this section of the to-do list, I didn't really call it out, but this could be the baby thing she needed. And this could be more for her, the mom, like refill prescriptions, catch up on email, order birthday gift, like print photos for the planner. I don't know, meal plan, put things in the freezer. I don't know. I thought this could be more for like the mom, and this could be more for like things for baby. And then having her priorities here. I love using these circle stickers from the sticker book here. All of these stickers are and the washi too are from the sticker book. I really love that they're doing this like combo of adding washi style stickers that are very thin. Yeah, and these circles here, I really like using these for the priorities here. It really calls them out. And then for habits, I thought, okay, this would have been great when I had that tummy time, because I never would remember like, oh my God, did I do tummy time today? Sometimes you're so tired. So you can check off the list when you did tummy time for the baby, when you sterilize the bottles, going on daily walks, maybe reading book. And I mean by reading book to like the baby, reading with the baby, playing with the baby in a way, like getting the communication going. And then I put this in a different color. I really like this color. I think it was, is it this color? I think this was mermaid, yes. Shower, self-care for the mom, that's important, and being hydrated, drinking water. So I don't know, this is like a nice layout for like the new mom, the baby, and you get like kind of your memory keeper, tracking everything on here. It's pretty functional. So I really like it. I think I wish I had an Erin Condren when my daughter was born, but look, you guys have it now. So that's what's great. So I really like this baby layout a lot. Okay, moving on. The final layout I have is for a budget planner. I know Erin Condren has an A5 budget planner, and then they have plenty of budget inserts, but maybe you want, first of all, I want to add that I am not a budget planner. I should know how to budget things, and I'm trying. So I just kind of made up and some ideas on here. So if you are a budget planner, don't get mad at me. Just wanted to show like what it would look like if you wanted to do something like this as a budget planner, very simply, bare bones way. And it's just a spread. So if you're a budget planner, you could totally like redo this whole like, this front section here and having like your monthly expenses, like having a full like, graph and grid here. But this is just an example for a weekly spread using this layout, tracking daily expenses in different categories, like from groceries to lunch to dry cleaning, eating out, having a no spend day. Okay, and then I thought this little section down here, I used a different blue tone color on the main area, and then black was for like overarching weekly things and not like tied to a day. So this was like, financial wins. I stuck to my eating out budget by choosing less expensive spots and skipping drinks. It felt so good to go out without overspending, like, being more conscious about spending here and like your win for the week. I thought that was nice. And then this is sort of like a weekly spending, taking all these, and categorizing them into the right the context here and having your total. It's expensive because of rent. And then getting ready for next week. I always feel like it's nice to know this week before next week, because by the time you turn the page, you're like, oh no, wait a minute, that's due right away here. Where I'm here, I'm like, don't, get ready. Car insurance is coming. And then back to school shopping, like don't overspend this week because you know what's coming up next week. And then a little call out to like do my savings for this week, like save $100 or whatever you want. Like this is just an idea. And then putting priorities here, like stick to grocery eating out limits, and then review the July budget and start the August draft. So I thought like for habits, it'd be nice to think about like review bank account, however many days you want to do it. It doesn't have to be like, I'm checking this every day, but maybe you tell yourself like circle Friday, or, I don't know, the beginning of the week, circle Monday, and then circle Friday. So, like not to overspend over the weekend or something like that. And then review receipts, however many, however many days you want to clean out your receipts or track them and write them down, like do that here. If you want to do a more no spend, that's another idea. When you pay your bills, savings, and then tracking subscriptions. Like I think that's what I did sort of here too, is sort of tracking here, quick to-dos. I didn't write that here, but I could have. And then these are more like long-term things to do, like review last month's spending, adjust sinking funds, cancel unused subscriptions, create annual savings plans. And this is more like quick things like declutter old receipts and shred, track credit card due dates, blah, blah, like quick things you can do. So you can like, again, these two columns are really functional in that you can use them for different things. And then I think that's pretty much it, but I feel like you can come up with any idea and use this planner. I think this is going to be so functional, just knowing that you can they work together in conjunction. Like, I just feel like sometimes it's such a great idea to have this because this is so functional here for the week. Like you can just like brain dump everything you do for the week and then plug in the stuff on the side, which comes to, let me go to a clean slate here. I was thinking, okay, I was going through different dilemmas, like, do I get a daily duo? It looks really nice. What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. But I thought, you know what? Like this planner is like a daily planner in a way, because basically sometimes in a daily planner, I'll also go with like the petite planner. It's fine. It's small. You may not have a long laundry list of things to do that day, but sometimes I really just can't get to something, or I don't want to, and I keep moving things from day to day. So it's sort of better to have it on here and not have to move things around so much. So I could have a list of stuff to do here and plug it in for the day when I really want to get it done if I need to. But otherwise, it's always here, and I don't have to keep moving things over day to day. That's another idea. And then if it's super important that I have to get done, I'll put it up here as a priority. So it's such a functional like home planner, work planner. Again, if you are new here, I have 2 other videos besides this one with different scenarios for like a home and a work and a homework. There's a whole bunch of different scenarios of how I used it even for wellness and blah, blah, blah. So definitely check those out if you're interested. But I really, really love that Erin Condren came out with this really new functional planner. I think it's just great for us busy women. And this is why, again, I'm going to go back to the idea of like putting too many stickers or too many. That's why I like this hexagon, because there's enough colors on the page already that kind of enhances it. It doesn't feel too boring. And I don't feel super overwhelmed looking at everything. Like I feel like right now, even like I don't like looking at numbers and money, but this looks manageable to look at. Like I don't feel super overwhelmed. I don't feel like, this is lost in anything. I mean, if you feel like that is, you don't have to use these stickers, but at the same time, I just feel like this paper is so beautiful and there is no reason to cover the whole entire page with stickers when you should be writing on your planner. So I just feel like there is like, I feel like, I don't know, in the beginning when Erin Condren came out, everyone was doing the whole trend and that was really trendy back then. But I think honestly, don't be afraid and think you have to do that in order to, that's what I'm trying to get at. If you like doing that, that's great. But I think a lot of newbies may think, oh, I need to have like everything stickered up in order to be like a true planner person. No, that's not the case. You do what you want to do. If you just want to use your black gel pen and or ballpoint pen or whatever you want to use, that's totally fine. I think the most important thing is you get your plans on the paper. And I think what Erin Condren does a great job in listening to its customers, number one, and number two, reiterating on that and really creating planners that we can use functionally. And I think that's the most important thing, is getting everything out of your head onto paper and you can get it done. But, there's like, it's fun aesthetics too, to like have everything organized. And maybe I think having these visual sample spreads can help you understand better how maybe they'll spark ideas on how maybe you can take it further and use it in your life. So I hope that's helped in that sense. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I really love making this kind of creative content for you. So any likes or comments to this will be greatly appreciated. I also wanted to add one of my other ideas, speaking of creative content, is I wanted to create a video where I show you how to make stickers without having a Silhouette or Cricut machine. I feel like in this day and age of digital like technology that it's pretty easy to do. And I'm not talking about like drawing flowers and doing crazy florals, just like functional stickers. There's a great way to do that. And I'm going to try and figure that out for you. This is not going to be happening that next month or anytime this summer, because I'm going to be like really busy this summer, but I have to do a few tests too. So I'm going to try and like test out some things and find some good options for you. Maybe hopefully even create some templates for you. But let me know if you're interested in that, because I think there's a way that kind of matches the idea of like, I can, using this, planner or any planner, and how you can like think about ways you want to like automate things that you write it down a lot. I did that before in my hourly life planner with Erin Condren before, where I would just create specific like text scripts that are stickers that were like for recurring things, that like groceries and like, the basic kind of, or like my daughter's tennis team, games and here or away, like they were like repeating things. I didn't have to write all the time. I would just use a sticker. So things like that. And you can like, I think if there's anything that's not a circle, it's easy to do. And if you needed a circle, you can just use the dot markers to make little dots for check boxes too, or I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to go on too far on a tangent. I want to test out some ideas, and then I wanted to bring that idea up with you. And also, if you are interested in shopping Erin Condren, I do have an affiliate link down below. I appreciate you shopping and using my link in advance. And then I really, really hate mentioning this, but if you do have 30 seconds more, if you can fill out my Google form after you place an order, please consider doing this, because it really helps me out and helps me track if my account is being used, because right now not all of our orders are being tracked. So and if you leave your email in that Google form, I'll enter you. I'm going to do another giveaway just with people who use that Google form, and then I'll send something nice. I'll do a little giveaway with that later on. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out to you. And hopefully, fingers crossed that by the end of the summer, this this technical issue gets resolved. We're supposed to migrate to a new system with this linking company. So let's hope that happens and everything's okay and I don't have to ask that stuff. Anyway, if you like this kind of content about planner stuff, please consider subscribing, and I really appreciate it. I will also mention my next video is going to be my Erin Condren haul from the Memorial Day sale. I just received my last box from that one. And then sometime this month, mid-month or so, hopefully, I'm going to have my whole planner lineup for the mid-year from July on, and I'll let you know what I'll be using. So I'll look forward to sharing that with you when the time is ready, when I can get that done. I really enjoy making this stuff for you again. So if you have anything that you have questions on, I mentioned the sticker making thing because sometimes you guys inspire me. So if there's anything specific you think you may need to know how to do, I would love to show you. So just leave me a comment down below. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.